chart before we start adding all of these indicators and getting you guys confused. We got to get you guys to the point where you can draw this trend line. Not you, Jay. I'm just saying people in general, right? Because if you know about Fibonacci retracements, then you're a little bit more advanced than the average person that comes in. So what Jay was asking, he was asking if we use fibs like this. So if we were to go to the April lows and we were to take it to the highs, fibs give us areas where we can invest. So the 25% area is always the first area that people buy. 50% is gonna be the sweet spot. So if you notice, the sweet spot is way down here, guys. This is what everybody is expecting the S&P to go to. Now, I think it's gonna come all the way down here, but we'll see what happens. The RSI, which is at the lower part of your screen, it's not even oversold yet. So the fact that it's not oversold, yet, guys, lets me know that the market still wants to come in. All right. So those are Fibonacci's. I'm going to erase them because I don't want to confuse you guys this morning unless you ask for it.
Maybe we can keep it there.
But that's what we're seeing in the market. So this is the S&P. Why are we looking at the S&P? Because this is what every investor, every trader, every Forex, every options, futures, crypto player is looking at, because it's going to determine how all of these things move. If you haven't figured that out yet, hold on. I'm trying to get my music right. It ain't acting right this morning.
What's all that brown stuff coming from?
My music just ain't acting right this morning.
Oh, that tree. Okay.
No.
Over there on the other side of the fence.
Let's
Got
see
it.
if we can get it to work.
You see it hanging off the tree.
Something for my God said he lied that a little bit correct.
All right, I think that's perfect. All right, cool. All right. So, the S&P has been sliding for about 5 weeks. If you want to look at it up close, it's going to look like this. All right, this is how it looks up close. These are week charts. So every single week that you see, we are sliding. Now, there's different for you traders or investors out there. I hope you're using Heikin Ashi candles, because if you're using Heikin Ashi candles, you also can see that we got those wicks on the bottom of the we have those wicks that are on the bottom of the bodies. That also tells you that there's a strong trend going in going down, right? So we don't want to catch a falling knife. So, what I would do is I would put a trend line over the top of these candles and hope for the best. All right, we're down 8%. 8% moves in the market, guys, are normal. I know you guys don't feel like it's normal, but an 8% move is normal. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys. When we're at war with another country, the market should be down more than 8%. We should be down at least 15, going on 20%, especially since we've been at war for 4 weeks. And the volatility index has only popped to 30. I want you guys to understand this. We see a 30 VIX every single solitary year. Every single solitary year, we see a 30 VIX. So the fear that we have right now, we experience it at least one time a year, every year. So because we're at war, why are we experiencing the same fear that we would if Trump threatened to do something? Trump threatened to do a government, like government shutdowns usually gives you a 30 VIX. Wars wars usually give you a 50 VIX. We haven't seen 50 yet. It's been 4 weeks. We ain't seen 50. So the market is like, what is going on? Why haven't we seen a 50 VIX yet? This is not
No, I
normal.
was looking for a fingernail.
Is the plunge protection team in place? Is the government protecting the stock market? We should have been dropped. And that's where all the confusion is. Like all the technicians like myself, all of Wall Street, everyone is like, this makes no sense. Why is the market still only 8% down? We should be down 15, 20% easy. So we're kind of uneasy. We're like, whoa. If the market's not down yet, what is going to happen when we see a 50 VIX? If we see a 50 VIX, guys, the market might really, really plummet. And we're nowhere near 50. We're at 30. We're halfway there. So if we can get to a 50 VIX, we can get the spiders to maybe fall down if we were pulling up a Fibonacci retracement. If we pulled up this Fibonacci retracement, maybe we can get the VIX or we can get the SPY to go down to this 587 area, which is where investors are waiting and hoping to load up on the market. That's where we're hoping. Like we're like, guys, can you please get down here? Because see, the 1%ers, the 5%ers, people like myself, we don't buy at the all-time highs. No. We buy when we see VIXs that are 30 or higher, and we just hit 30. So if you haven't started picking at stocks right now, this is when you're supposed to be picking at your favorite companies. 50 is when you're supposed to go all in. All of us true like technicians, we sitting back like this, like, can you please get down to 50? Can you please get down to 587 where we know you're going? Why are you taking so long to get there? All right, so if you are a technician, you are scratching your head right now like, can you please just get this over with? It's like going to the doctor. You know you're going to get a shot. Can you just go ahead and give me a shot, doc? like, can you just get it over with? And that's how we are with the market, all right? So let's look at some of you guys' stocks. You know, I love being a technician because, you know, being a technician, oh, you want, hold up, let me write down some of your stocks. I see NVIDIA. If you want me to look at a stock, you better go ahead and put it in the comment section now, or it might not get looked at. All right, so I see IONQ. Hold on, I'm just getting all the stocks down. We got SoFi, CVX, VRT, Apple, Microsoft Coin, Qs. Okay, I think we got enough.
What the hell?
I know Qs came in last, but Qs goes along with the S&P 500. So let me look at the Qs real quick. So if you don't know what the Qs are, guys, the Qs are the top 100. These are the top 100 tech companies in America. All right. So if you don't know what it is, or if you wanted to invest in it, it's you know, instead of buying Amazon or Microsoft or Google, you can buy this index or ETF, and it's just like you took whatever you wanted to invest, cut it up 100 times, and bought 100 companies. Right? It's like taking $100, breaking it up in $1, and putting $1 in all of these companies. So a lot of people love doing that because
Oh, yeah.
They don't have to be susceptible to a a stock going to zero or a stock dropping 50%. So if we were to go all the way back to October 2023 and we were using our fibs, we're not even at the 25% area yet on the NASDAQ, which is why I keep telling you guys this market needs to come down even more.
And what these other two biscuits, right?
No.
So the 25% area is here, the 50% area is here. I think we get to this 445 area, to be honest. Now, I did a fib from 2023. That's probably, the further you guys go out, the stronger the Fibonacci is. If I was to take the fib from last year, so if I was to do a Fibonacci just from last year, April tariff lows. Uh-oh. Then we are past the 25% area. And that makes a lot of sense because the NASDAQ is down more than everything else. I think the NASDAQ is down 13% from its all-time highs. So if you were to go to the all-time highs, go to the price that we are today, which is 562, and we closed on the lows, the NASDAQ is down about 13%. So right now, the Qs is down, guys, 13% from its all-time highs. The bear market area, guys, is 20%. We're almost there, 7% more, and that's gonna put us in bear market territory for the NASDAQ. Great, can we just go ahead and get there so I can start investing in the market? That's the Qs. Okay, I'm using the Thinkorswim platform. So if you're on Thinkorswim, that's what I'm using. I'm using the Thinkorswim platform. All right, I'm using the Thinkorswim platform. Thinkorswim is provided by Charles Schwab. So if you do have an account with Charles Schwab, that's going to give you access to what I believe is people argue that TradeStation is the best for education, but I've been on Thinkorswim since it was called InvestTools. I know I'm showing my age, but that's how long I've been on there, and I still believe that it's the best trading platform that's out there, especially when it comes to indicators. There is no indicator that you haven't heard of that you're not going to be able to find on Thinkorswim. There is no indicator. Like, it's got every indicator just about. All right, so I'm going to look at Bitcoin, but I don't like looking at BIDO. I just don't. I like looking at, instead of looking at BIDO, guys, the reason why I don't like looking at BIDO, and we'll look at it real quick. So BIDO is is a pro shares of Bitcoin. It's an ETF also that you can use when you're buying crypto. I rather buy the BTCO. So if you notice, guys, if you're using my indicators, what you're going to notice on my charts is that my charts are going to be way cleaner than most TikTok live hosts or traders that you see. And the reason why my charts are going to be a lot cleaner is I use a black background, right? So that's going to make all of my colors pop. I also use trending indicators on my screen, and the trending indicators are going to give you the trending indicators is going to make the charts look real clean. If I can get the chart to pop up, they're going to make the charts look real clean. Okay, so when you see a move to the downside, it looks like all of these days were down days, which they weren't. It looks like all of these days were down days, and they weren't. But my trending indicator is gonna make you see the trend of the market. When the trend is going up, you're gonna see it a lot cleaner using the TTM trend. And if you guys want to know the trending indicators that I'm using, I don't mind giving you guys the information. It's called the TTM trend. If you don't have access to the TTM trend, I advise a lot of you guys to learn how to look at charts with. I want you guys to start looking at charts with the Heikin-Ashi candles on it, because it's going to really teach you. It's going to really teach you how to see trends in the market. See how clean that is? See how clean that red trend is to the downside and these greens to the upside? So, if you're looking at this chart, well, we're in a downtrend in Bitcoin. Okay? Now I'm gonna switch over to BTCO, because I like BTCO as an option for Bitcoin, because it's closer to what Bitcoin is actually doing, and it's closer to the price. So if you look up BTCO, for you guys that didn't know that you can do this, you don't have to go and buy Bitcoin on Coinbase or any of these. You don't have to buy pure Bitcoin anymore to take advantage of the move. A lot of you guys are already savvy and you already have retirement accounts. And I know, just like anybody else, that you can't buy cryptocurrency in a lot of these retirement accounts. You can't just go and buy pure Bitcoin and put it into your retirement portfolio. So what America has done is America has created an ETF that's backed by Bitcoin. And because it's backed by Bitcoin, it moves with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin right now is sitting somewhere around, I don't know, $65,000, $66,000 a coin. Well, BTCO right now is sitting at about $65 a share. So if you bought 1,000 shares, it would be, Bitcoin is right around 65,000. So what I like about it is that the share price, if you add, 3 zeros, it's going to give you an idea of where Bitcoin is. So my family, we personally own 1,000 shares of BTCO. Why is that? Because I rather put, in my opinion, because I have a Coinbase account. I buy crypto on Robinhood. I buy crypto any way I can, right? But I wanted to make sure that I didn't touch this Bitcoin. Because the last time I touched that Bitcoin, I went out and bought a, exotic car, with the money that I had, right? So this time around, I didn't want to do that because I'm trying to protect myself from myself. So this time around, I bought $50,000 worth of Bitcoin when Bitcoin dropped to $49.9, and instead of it being in a place that I can touch, and guys, remember, I bought it at $50,000. It ran all the way to $130. I promise you, if I had access to that $130, because it went from $50 to $126,000 really fast. I've been eyeing that Corvette E-Ray Stingray. I've been eyeing it. I know for a fact if it was in my Coinbase account, I probably would be driving it right now. All right. So I had to protect myself because I am a firm believer that Bitcoin's going to go to $1 million a coin. So it's now in a retirement account that's protected from me so that I won't spend it on a vehicle. This is a true story. So, Bitcoin right now, for you guys that are fearful of buying it in coin, because a lot of you guys don't know how to work the Coinbase app. You don't really know you haven't educated yourself at this particular time on Coinbase or whatever crypto brokerage you're using. you can feel comfortable buying it in stock and maybe even buying it in if you have a self-directed IRA, or if you have a SEP IRA, or if you have a IRA that's set up, for your small business, you can buy Bitcoin and put it into your retirement accounts. Okay? But if you were looking at this chart, you're going to see that Bitcoin ran from, I bought some in August. I bought this back in August, guys, way down here. You're not going to believe where I bought it. I bought it right here. Y'all see this low? No one I know bought it on that particular day. And a lot of you guys that's been coming and watching me for the last 100 days, y'all hate hearing about this story. But remember, I see 2,500 to 3,000 new people every day, so they don't know this story. All right. So I was looking at the volatility index. I was waiting for the volatility index to hit 50. At the time, I had been out of crypto since 2021. Because you know what I bought in 2021? There's pictures all over the internet, and the I-8 with the butterfly doors that were up that I used to buy that particular, that's the capital that I used to help me buy that vehicle. Now, 2021, I sold my Bitcoin for $50K. All right. I wrote it up from 2018 to 2021. So from 2018 to 2021, I took a $5,000 investment. It turned into 50. All right. 2021, I saw the charts looking just like this. I said, let me get out. So I got out in 2018, had fun driving that vehicle. But then I was like, all right, 3 years later, 2024, I thought to myself, all right, it's time for Bitcoin to start running again. But I'm not buying any Bitcoin until the volatility index hits 50. So I was sitting on that cash, and then all of a sudden, Bitcoin gave me the opportunity to buy it. On August the 7th, 2024, I'm getting my dates mixed up. Let's go backwards again. My first time buying Bitcoin was for $5,000 back in 2018. I rode it, that $5,000 to $50,000 in 2021. I sold it all in 2021. I knew a crypto winter was about to come because I look at charts. I used that $50,000, went out, used it as a partial, because the vehicle did, whatever. We're not even going there. But bought that vehicle with it, had fun with that vehicle. During that time, I knew I needed to be back in Bitcoin, but I knew Bitcoin was going to drop. I called the low of Bitcoin. I said, all right, when I got out of it, I told everyone that Bitcoin was going to drop. Bitcoin was going to drop 70%. Most people didn't understand what I meant by that. But I said, if you look at these charts, all of these moves right here, guys, all you had to do was pull up a chart. Y'all see this chart? All you had to do was take every single time Bitcoin went from its highs to its lows, and all you had to do was calculate what was the average every time it moved down in price. In 2021, when I got out of it, it went down to 28,000. Then it moved back to 50. Now I was out of it. No, this is when I got out of it. I got out of it here. If you calculate $68,000, if you take $68,000 and or let's just say $70,000, let's say you took this number. And this is what I'm trying to teach you guys. Investing and trading is a math problem. All right. Yes, everybody loves Bitcoin. I get it. Everybody loves Bitcoin, but Bitcoin had been falling 50 to 70% every time it started to go down in value. That meant If Bitcoin hit $70,000, nobody should have been buying it until it got to 35. Now, I've been watching Bitcoin because I am a true Bitcoin investor. I've been in since 2018. I was able to take $5,000 to $130,000. Most of you guys have not been able to do that. So listen to me clearly when I tell you that Bitcoin drops 50% every year. Now, I get in fights with crypto youngsters. It's always the youngsters that I get in fights with because they refuse to pull up a chart and look at what it does when it goes down in price. So I called 19,000 as the drop. And I was looking at the yellow brick road, and the yellow brick road also told you that it was probably coming down to about 18 to 19,000. Sure enough, Bitcoin peaked right here at 70K. And guess what it did, guys? Let's do the multiplication. 70,000 times 70% is 49,000. 49,000 minus 70,000 is going to give you somewhere in the 20,000 range. I said Bitcoin was going to 18,900. It actually dropped to 15,000. It started to run again from 15,000 way down here. And then it started to run again. Once it starts to run again, guys, it's just simple math. When Bitcoin starts to run, it can give you a 3x, 4x, whatever. It gave you almost a 10x. Bitcoin ran all the way to 120, but on its way to 120, guys, this is what I keep trying to tell you. Bitcoin is gonna slide 50%. It slid in 2024.
That's an old
about
picture.
40%.
Well,
It fell again in 2000 and the same year. It fell again from about 108,000. That was about only a 30% drop. So then Bitcoin hit, and this is important. What I'm teaching you guys isn't just Bitcoin. It's stocks or any asset that moves this much in a short amount of time. When Bitcoin hit 127,000, what did I tell you guys? I said, can you just pull up a chart? You don't have to believe nothing that I say. You don't have to believe nothing Joel Harrison says, even though I done took 5,000 to 127,000. Let's erase all of this stuff that's on the screen. Let's do the math. If Bitcoin hits 127,000, the first place anyone should have been thinking about buying is half of that price. Half of that price is going to give you, I think, what, 63,000? What's half of 127? 63? Y'all argued and pulled and cursed me out, and I lost followers all the way down to, guess what, guys? $63,000. I'm always arguing with people that ain't made no money in crypto yet or haven't been in it for 10 years. It's always them individuals. Just got in way up here at 127, can't afford for it to drop in price. Not only did it do that, guys, not only did it do it, look at where we went to. I teach you guys this every single solitary week about the yellow brick road. The yellow brick road is what all master investors, we all know this is the perfect area to buy things. If you're a master investor, you might not be a master investor yet. You might not understand the math behind buying anything. But you're gonna learn today. I am teaching you guys how to be masters at what you do. The easy way. Not 15, 27 indicators. Just learning how to look at a chart and do some math. Just a little bit of math. 127,000 divided by 2 is 63. That's where I'm going to buy my Bitcoin. I don't care about the halving. I don't care about the supply. I don't care that all of these ETFs are coming out. You don't think I know this? I've been in Bitcoin since 2018. You're preaching to the choir. I know all of this. So what? What's up? It's going to 63. So you're either going to buy some more or get out. All right. The yellow brick road. Not only did we hit the yellow brick road, do you guys see this at the bottom of the chart? This is something that a lot of you guys don't know about, the relative strength index. What do you notice on the relative strength index? Guys, it's starting to go oversold. That is a beautiful thing. When it goes oversold, that lets the masters, and yes, I am a master, that's how we know to buy. There are 3 reasons why you should have been buying Bitcoin right here. A, it's down 50% like it does every single year. B, it hit the yellow brick road. C, it's going oversold on the relative strength index. Now we need number 4. What is number 4, guys? What is number 4? What is the almighty, this is when you need to be buying it? What's number 4? We talked about it earlier. What's number 4? Put it in the comment section. What is the 4th thing that we're looking for? Somebody's, there you go, Caffrey. The volatility index has to be above 50. Because a lot of you guys are going to come in, you're going to get angry, you're going to say, why is he talking to me like he's my daddy or my uncle? Because, guys, sometimes you adults need a good talking to. Especially you guys that are doing really good in life, really well. You probably have thousands of people working underneath you. You've probably been winning your whole lives. You have so many yes people around you. Yes, 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 sir, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. I'm not here to say yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I'm here to say, why didn't you understand how to do this? You got all that money, but you don't know how to buy at the yellow brick road. You could be worth 10 times your value right now if these yes people will look you in your eyes and tell you when you're doing things the incorrect way. So I lose a lot of people. I lose a lot of chiefs because they're not used to being looked at eye to eye as equals, not me better than you, as equals, to let them know what the hell are you doing? Why are you buying this at this price? You're smarter than that. What are you doing? Why would you buy it there? What are you doing? Have you looked at a chart? All right. So that's my job. My job is not to filter anything. If you feel some type of way, this ain't the live for you. But if you're coming in here to learn some of the gems you're not gonna find on any TikTok live, then this is the place to be. All right. All right, so we also want to look at XRP, all right? So let's look at XRP. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but you can pull up XRP on Thinkorswim, but you have to pull it up in you have to pull it up in futures form. So I'm going to pull up XRP here, and I'm going to show you guys how to break down. Hold on, where is this crypto? Oh. All right, so XRP, where the heck is this thing? I just had it the other day.
White in there floating.
Oh my God.
Sponge.
Oh, okay.
Did I
That's
erase
to
it?
help clean it out too?
No, it's supposed
Hold
to
on,
sit
give
in
me
a
a
rock,
second.
but to hold the plants in place.
I'm just gonna have to
I
look for
had to
it.
put it back in the rock.
Yeah.
Plant died, so what the hell?
All right. Is that? That's not what I'm looking for, though. I'm looking for the futures. Give me a second. Unless you know the Ripple XRP futures, let me know in the comment section. I usually have it over here. XRP. Let's look at this one. Nope, that's not it either. Even though, give me a second. XRP. All right, we'll just do it the old school way. Sorry about that, guys. I wanted to pull up the chart so we can look at everything. So we're gonna do it old school. So if you really want to look up a cryptocurrency and you want to break it down. So let's say somebody says, "I think you should buy Ripple, Joel." The very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Yahoo Finance. When I go to Yahoo Finance, I'm going to type Ripple in the comment section, in the search section. When I type Ripple, you're going to see something that says, something USD, right? Now, XRP is what we really want to look for. So when you pull up XRP, you're going to see something that says XRP USD. When you see XRP USD and you pull it up, in the comment section, I want you guys to break this down. First of all, what color is this first chart? Is this first chart red or green? Is this first chart red or green? In the comment section. That's going to let me know for the first year if I'm dealing with a cryptocurrency that's bullish or bearish. Once I realize what I'm dealing with and it's red, I know I'm dealing with a bearish cryptocurrency. All right. When I see a bearish cryptocurrency like that, I say to myself, oh, shoot, I'm dealing with something that if I bought it 1 year ago, it's not making me any money 1 year later. Ripple is down 38% in 1 year. That means if I bought it 1 year ago, guys, it's 38% down. So the next thing I do is I'm going to pull up the 5-year chart. Now, the 5-year chart says that if you bought Ripple 5 years ago, you would be up 145%. Where am I getting that number? Right here. That 145%, even if we averaged it out at 150, that means even if I owned Ripple, guys, I would be up about 30% on average a year. So that's giving me an idea of how much Ripple would have made me over a 5-year period. Yes, guys, if you bought this 5 years ago, you would only be up 145%. There's stocks that have done way better than these cryptocurrencies. In fact, 5 years ago, if you had bought Nvidia, you'll be up about 1,000%. About 8 times the amount of money you could have made. Now, I'm not here to knock Ripple. Ripple was my very first investment into cryptocurrency. December of 2018, I was able to buy Ripple for 22 cents a coin. I bought $500 worth. My first entry into cryptocurrency, guys, I took $500. I bought $500 worth of of Ripple for 22 cents. 30 days later, that $500 was worth about $7,000. I took $5,000 of that dollars and I went and I bought a full Bitcoin. And y'all know what happened after that. That $5,000 went to $50,000. I took that $50,000 and got ignorant with it. All right. Now, I'm back in crypto, but I'm in it in a different way. All right. Now, if you were looking at this particular chart, a couple of things I'm going to look at. First, I want to know if it's bullish or bearish. So it's bullish on the 5-year chart, bearish on the 1-year chart. But, I also want to know how much it's gone up or down in the last, year. And I'm going to take a picture of it so that you guys can see it. But I'm going to show you guys what I'm looking for. This is how you break down these companies, because a lot of you guys don't know how to do it. So I'm going to pull up a picture, and I'm going to show you guys what I'm actually looking at, so that you can break these down as well, or teach your loved ones how to do it, or teach your kids or your nephews and nieces, because they need to understand this. Because so many people are buying crypto, they don't even know the reason why they're buying it. There's always a great, fundamental reason to buy it. But you got to also think like an investor. When you're thinking like an investor, this circulating supply, all right, what is that telling me? Now, I hate it because there's a lot of supply of Ripple. And I want to make sure this is correct. I'm about to ask my chat a question. Just to make sure that I'm correct. Okay. So it's not showing me the actual market cap, which is interesting. When I pull up other cryptocurrencies I don't know why it's not giving me the market cap. It's telling me the supply and the total supply and the max supply. I don't want to confuse you guys on supply. All right, but you also need to know how big or how much money is invested or how much currency is circulating dollar-wise in Ripple. That answer is about $85 billion. So that tells you something. As an investor, you make your money on how much that 85 billion moves up in price. Okay? So if that 85 billion, let's just say it's 100 billion. If Ripple right now, you can go back and forth calling it Ripple or XRP. If XRP is $1 right now, and I want you guys to do the math for me. Let's say at $85 billion, and I'm going to switch the charts and bring up kind of like a chalkboard for you guys. Let's do the math, because this is what a lot of you guys are not doing. And it's sad, but you're going to learn about it today. Let's say you're interested. Let's just delete that. Let's say today Ripple costs, let's say it costs $1. What was it? $1.40? $1.35? So Ripple is $1.35 a coin. All right. Ripple is $1.35 a coin. I wish I could pull it up on this chart, but we're going to do it the hard way. Let's say Ripple is $1.35 a coin. The one thing you guys are not doing is you're not matching this $1.35 with how large the asset actually is. You guys are listening to halving, and you're thinking about supply and demand, and they're fooling you by making you focus on the supply, and you're not focused on how much money is actually circulating in crypto. So XRP actually has $88 billion circulating in it. You make your money from this number, guys. I know 135 is the number they have you focused on, but that's not where you make your money. You make your money off of that 88 billion. So let's do some math. let's say you want your coin to go from $1.35
He'll spend half an
to
hour.
$2.70.
Because I think he said
Let's
he
say-
only took 90 minutes today.
Now remember, all the money that's
That's what it
circulating
said.
in Ripple right now is 88 billion. Like if you take all the money that's circulating in XRP right now, it's 88 billion. So if you want your coin to go from $1.35 to $2.70, how much money needs to be invested in Ripple in order for your $1.35 to go to $2.70? This is a number that most of you guys are not calculating, because that's going to determine if I'm going to invest in this asset or not. The answer is, well, Sean, you're right total wise, but you need another $88 billion to be invested in XRP in order for your $1.35 to go to $2.70. And then if you want your 270, get this, guys, in order for your $2.70 coin to go to $5.40. I hope the light bulb is starting to go off. In order for your $2.70 coin to go to $5.40. In order for your 270 to go to 540, how much money do I need to be invested in Ripple? Now, the first time you needed 88 billion. You now need 176 billion. Every time it doubles, guys, you need double the amount of money to make the coin double. Do you hear what I'm saying? I don't think you guys get it yet. In order for it to go from 135 to 270, I needed 88 billion. I needed 88 billion for it to go from 135 to 270. But now there's 88 billion circulating at 270. In order for it to go from 270 to 540, I now need another 88 billion. So then once it gets to 540, I now have 176 billion. How much money do I need for it to go from 540 to $10? Another $176 billion. Every time it doubles, the market cap has to double. And guys, money is not grown on trees. At some point, you get to a number that just can't be, there's not enough money in the universe to put into Ripple to make it continue to double like that. And let me tell you, most of you guys had no idea that this is how, not only how cryptocurrency works, but how the stock market works. The companies that you guys are buying in the stock market has a market cap attached to it. At some point, the company is too big to earn you 1,000% again. Now, what do you want to do? You want to find companies that are small enough, or assets that are small enough, maybe there's only 1 billion circulating in it. And if it goes from 1 billion to 10 billion, you make 10 times your money. If it goes from 10 billion to 100 billion, you make 10 times your money. When it goes from 100 billion to 1 trillion, you make 10 times your money. Well, guys, once it hits 1 trillion, that's it. You can't make any money anymore. The biggest company on the planet is 4 trillion in size. That's NVIDIA. And yes, you're probably not going to make 10 times your money in NVIDIA either, because you would need $36 trillion in order for, if you bought NVIDIA today, you need $36 trillion to be invested in NVIDIA in order for your asset to grow 10 times its value. It's not gonna happen in the next year to 10 years. It might not even happen in our lifetimes. But you guys have no idea this is how it works. You look at the stock price or the number, and then you think, oh, that's affordable. I'm gonna buy it because it's $1. Oh, I'm gonna buy Dogecoin because it's pennies. Did you look at the market cap? The market cap of Dogecoin is like 40 billion. They're fooling you because they know that y'all aren't educated. They know. The powers that be, the other 90%, we're laughing like these cats have no idea. Let's just manipulate the price, guys, and make it look like it's small. And make all of these fools buy it, thinking that one day XRP is going to be 100,000 like Bitcoin. They have no idea. And then let's just talk about supply. We're just going to keep cutting the supply. They have no idea what market cap is. And it's sad, but that's why you're here today. So that you don't make those mistakes. You're gonna pull up those companies, you're gonna start looking up the market cap, and then you're gonna say to yourself, can this asset that I'm investing in grow to the market cap that I think it can go to? By simply doing math. Y'all refuse to do the math. Y'all refuse to do it because you go into denial. You don't want to look wrong. You don't want to look uneducated because of how much money you just invested in this cryptocurrency and you had no idea how big it was. Now, there's nothing wrong with making mistakes. But to continue making the same mistake over and over again, that's ludicrous. We don't do that here. We can all admit when we don't understand something. I didn't understand any of this. Guys, I had to teach myself all of this crap. I'm teaching all of this stuff to you guys for free very, very quickly. Y'all are getting 15 years worth of information in like one live session. So I'm jealous of y'all because I'm like, why didn't I meet somebody that can teach me market cap? When I was buying crypto back in 2018, I barely understood market cap. That's right when I started learning about it. And I had been in the market for like 9 years. Guys, I have been in the market for like 9 years and learned market cap like madly. Like, oh. And that's when I started making decent investments and started making real money. Because then I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. You got to buy small companies that are like $1 billion or 10 billion in size that can grow. So in 2018, when I was looking up the market caps of these companies, what you guys didn't know in 2018 was that when Bitcoin was $5,000 a coin, it was 100 billion in size. People ask me all the time, Joel, how did you know to sell it at 50,000? Well, let's do the math. If Bitcoin was 5,000 at 100 billion, what was its price gonna be when it hit $1 trillion? 50,000, 10 times your money. It wasn't luck. It was because I knew how to do math. How did I know that $1 trillion was where it was gonna cap out at? Because the people that move crypto, the investors that are out there that are putting monies in the Nvidias and the Apples and the Googles, they're not like you and me. In fact, most of you guys would have never bought $5,000 worth of Bitcoin because you would have thought it's zero. At that particular time, everybody was talking about how it was useless. What is its use case? Meanwhile, I'm looking at the market cap. I'm like, yo, the little man was able to make Bitcoin worth 100 billion. And then I looked up and I was like, yo, Apple, Microsoft, Google, they're all trying to hit that $1 trillion area. Well, if Bitcoin hits $1 trillion, that 5,000 is going to be worth 50,000. I'm going to get out at $1 trillion because the same investors that are buying Bitcoin are the same investors that are buying Apple, Microsoft, and Google. In fact, the CEOs of Apple and all of these different major companies were buying Bitcoin also. They understand market cap because they understand the market cap of their own company. You think they're going to allow Bitcoin to surpass Apple, Microsoft, and Google and Nvidia? No, but it can stay right there. And if you look back in history, you're going to be like, damn, Tim Cook was investing in it. Kramer's on TV telling everybody to buy it. But yet y'all are listening to thousandaires tell you that it's worthless. I'm buying it because y'all ain't looking at the right numbers. It was 100 billion. Once 100 billion is invested in something, it's not going away. Now Bitcoin's worth $1 trillion plus. Well, I don't know how much it's worth these days. Sitting right around $1 trillion. So when people ask me all the time, Joel, what price do you think Bitcoin can go to? I say, well, we got the $2 trillion when it was, I think, when it was 100,000 a coin. So if it gets to $10 trillion, that's 5 times. It's gonna, at least in my opinion, challenge 500,000 a coin. And the reason for that is because of its market cap. It has nothing to do with its use case and how people use it. Like, once you hit a certain value, guys, it's here to stay. Like, it's not going anywhere. And I want to make sure you guys know that too. All right, let's look at your stocks. Very important, because when we're breaking down companies like Ripple or breaking down any type of crypto, you should be breaking down your stocks the same way. So let's look at Coherent Group. Coherent Group, I don't know what they do, but what I do know is that this stock is mad bullish. If you're in it, stay in it. This isn't even really parabolic. Anytime you see a stock go more than 45 degrees, that's considered parabolic. That's not sustainable. A move that's more than 45 degrees, and what do I mean by 45 degrees? If you've ever taken math, and if math is an issue for you, you're going to have a problem in the stock market. If you take a protractor and you put it on your screen, and that stock is going up more than 45%, that is not sustainable. At some point, it's going to retract at least back to the 45-degree angle. Wall Street does not like to see anything that's going higher than 45 degrees. The optimal angle, 45 degrees. This is going a little bit parabolic. It needs to come back to this major white line. So if you're in this stock, it's probably going back to 216. I don't know how fast it's going to do it. Maybe it goes sideways at 245 and stay there and then go parabolic again. But if I was in this stock, I would not be selling it. I don't know what they do, but whatever they're doing it really well. But one thing I don't like about the chart is that it is overbought right now if you're looking at the RSI. And that's what I saw before I even looked down at the bottom of my screen. Let's look at AEHR. I don't know what they do. I don't know what this company does as well. But what is the Yellow Brick Road doing? Just with your eyes, guys, what is the Yellow Brick Road doing? What is it? What is its angle? Is it at the optimal angle? Is it angle up or down? That's going to let me know how Wall Street views this company. I don't even have to read about a company. I can just tell how Wall Street is treating this company just by what the moving average is doing and what angle it is. This is not a website. This is Thinkorswim. That's provided by Charles Schwab. AEHR. I don't know what they do, but if you want to know what this company does, you need to go to your Chat GPT. If you want to break down a company, guys, I'm not going to ever come on here and try to act like I know something. That's not why we're here. We're here to learn, right? Including myself. So I'm going to ask my Chat GPT, what is AEHR and what do they do? All right, and what you guys are going to see is you're going to see this. Oops, that's not what you guys are supposed to see. Hold on. Let me give you guys a second. All right, what is AEHR? You guys got to bear with me. I went live yesterday for about 3 hours, so my voice is trying to hold up. All right, so I'm going to read this because I know you guys can't see this. This is my Chat GPT. If you haven't used Ask Joel GPT, I've created a GPT on top of Chat GPT. It's called Ask Joel GPT. It's stock related, right? And it answers questions based off of how I taught that particular platform to be. So it says here, what is AEHR? AEHR Test Systems is a semiconductor equipment company. Ooh, I like that. It's a semiconductor equipment company. Whoa. In simple terms, fifth grader style, they make machines that test computer chips before companies sell them. What do they actually do? AEHR builds testing systems for chips, especially silicon carbide chips used in electric vehicles, power electronics, burn-in testing systems. This means they run chips at high stress heat to catch defects early. Think of it like this. They stress test chips so companies don't ship broken ones. So you send, after you make your chips, you send it to them. They put it on how they used to put stuff on a conveyor belt and humans would just take off the bad things and then they'll let the good ones run. That's pretty much what they do. You ship the stuff to them. They go through each chip, and before they sell them, they make sure that that chip actually does what it's supposed to do. Great. So we've broken that company down. I also want to know what their market cap is. So what is the market cap? Remember, I'm always asking how big it is. Is this $1 trillion company, $100 billion company, a penny stock? I need to know. So this company is worth dang, I've never even heard of this company, and it's worth 689. Oh, wait, this is saying 1.3. It's giving me two different things. 1.3 billion? Okay. So the company is about $1 billion in size. Guys, those are babies. That's the type of company you want to invest in. Now, I'm not telling everybody to buy this. I'm just saying that looking at the charts, the 1-year chart is bullish. The 5-year chart is bullish. You got a bullish company that Wall Street is buying, and the last 5 years it's up 1,000%. But that means it still has growth potential because it's only $1 billion in size. If this company goes to 10 billion, you make 10 times your money. The stock goes from $32 to $320. You guys need to thank whoever gave us this stock. They know what they're looking for. They're looking for stocks that have growth potential. I also want you guys to look at this chart and tell me what the yellow brick road is doing. What is the yellow brick road doing? It's angled up. The yellow brick road, guys, is where master investors, when we're looking for companies that we want to invest in, we look for companies to drop to that yellow brick road. When it drops to that yellow brick road, master investors are going to buy. Sight unseen. They're like, we've been waiting for this to happen for the last year or two. It finally happened. Let's load up. If you were able to do that, you were able to catch this stock, oh my God, down in the $7 range.
What?
Anything under this yellow brick road was on sale. You had from April of last year until about August. So you had April, May, June, July, August. You had 5 months to position yourself in this company. Wall Street had been waiting for this company to sell off. waiting. They were like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, here's the day. And now look at where we are. This is how master investors invest. If you don't believe me, pull up any chart. All right, so that's COHRAEHR. All right, let's look at NVIDIA real quick. NVIDIA. What is the yellow brick road doing? I'm going to show you guys a magic trick. You might not believe what I'm saying, but why every single time we pull up a chart that the yellow brick road is angled up on, you see master investors buying? Why are you learning about this today? I don't care what chart we look at. I don't care what company you guys give me. You're going to see the same patterns 90% of the time because I'm showing you what the top 1% are doing and what you guys are not doing. They're looking at that 200-week moving average, looking at that 200-day moving average, looking at that volatility index, looking at oversold areas on the relative strength index. The volatility index is going to tell them what's happening with options contracts 30 days out on the S&P 500. The relative strength index is going to show if it's oversold or if it's overbought. The moving average convergence divergence, which is the MACD, is also going to show you if buyers are actually buying it. And then the 200-week moving average and the 200-day moving average is just giving you the average price over the last 4 years. The 200-week moving average is going to be your strongest 200-day you're going to find. That's how we all know to buy it here. But look at where we are right now. Way up here. Here's something that you guys don't want to hear. Stocks will usually see its 200-week moving average like once every 2 years. Usually it's coupled when the VIX hit 50. The VIX hits 50 every 18 months. Every 18 months, you probably will see your favorite stock hit its yellow brick road. They usually happen right around the same time. That's the only way you can get it back to its average. If we get a 50 on the VIX, maybe we can get NVIDIA down here to the 100 area. But I'm going to be honest with you, that's going to be a huge drop. It's going to scare a lot of people because NVIDIA right now is $167 in price. Guys, the yellow brick road is sitting at 91. That means somebody is going to be down, and that somebody's going to be me. That somebody's going to be me. Somebody's going to be down 60-something%. And I got to stomach it. I got to say, dang, am I going to buy more? Is the question. Well, there shouldn't be a question. If you go back and you look at every single time that yellow brick road was angled up and you owned NVIDIA, let's see how many times it lost. Well, you would have won there. You would have won. You would have been able to win here. You won here and here. Looks like every single time it touched the yellow brick road, when it was angled up, it was one of the best buying opportunities. Sometimes it might take a couple of months though, like here. But then after that, now guys, I just went all the way back. You guys aren't going to believe this. I just went all the way back to 2012. In 2012, NVIDIA started to go up in value. I started buying it with my son in 2016. Do y'all know every single solitary time that it touched the yellow brick road, it was the best buying opportunity? Look, you can see it with your own eyes, guys. I'm telling y'all the secrets. I'm giving y'all the secrets for free. All right, so that's NVIDIA. Let's look at IONQ. In the comment section, I need to know what is the market cap of IONQ. While you guys are pulling up the information on IONQ, I'm going to pull it up in ChatGPT. Now, I owned IONQ for a minute, so I know what they do, but a lot of you guys don't. So, while you guys are helping me with the market cap, what is IONQ and what do they do? I'm going to pull up what you guys should be doing when you're researching these companies. What is IONQ and what do they do? Do you guys, oh shoot, hold on. This is the major chart. We're going to come back to the chart. And what I want you guys to notice is, what are we approaching? What are we approaching, guys? You guys should be licking your lips, just like LL Cool J. Licking your lips. Ladies love Cool J. Well, ladies love when you buy stocks at the 200-week moving average. Look at that. That's where we're approaching. The yellow brick road. Ooh. Now, IONQ is early, right? So, guys, the yellow brick road is just starting to be built for IONQ because IONQ is new. It's new to Wall Street. But I need to know, what is the freaking market cap? What is the market cap? Can somebody please tell me the market cap of IONQ? What is the market cap? Now, sometimes, guys, you're right. Yeah, it is catering, T-Mana TikTok. You are definitely correct. This is an investing strategy, guys. This is not a trading strategy. This is not, when it touches the 200-week moving average, you guys should be buying 7-day calls. If you want to buy something like that, you might need to look at maybe the 200-day moving average. So if I was looking at the 200-day moving average, it's going to be a little bit different. You see how on the 200-day moving average, we touch this blue line? Look, I ain't even know it was going to do it. I'm just a technician, and I just know how things work. If it touches it, or if it goes through it, if you use the what would Joel do method, if you're trying to make fast money, for you traders that love those 7, 14, 21-day options, this is how you do it. You wait for it to touch a moving average. It starts to go green. You buy your option. You know, I want you guys to go 30 days out. Anybody trying to buy, anybody trying to make money within 1 day to 30 days, it's the hardest way to trade in history. Why? Because you have to trade off of an unpredictable administration that's in right now. Trump can come out with a tweet, guys, tomorrow and turn the whole market around. So I tell people all the time, the most control is going to be getting in and out the same day, because you can see when information comes in, or 30 days or longer, because even if Trump tweets something, it'll balance itself out and then the real move will happen. Like, for example, you see all of this craziness right here? Why try to, why deal with all of this craziness right here? Why deal with all of this craziness of tweets and nobody knowing what's going to happen when you can just go 30 to 60 days out and you stomach all of that, and then finally it does the move that you want it to do. So when it hits a major moving average and it breaks that trend, stop doing 7-day options, because that's all you can afford. I don't want to say afford because I don't want you to feel bad, but that's how much you want it to budget. Stop doing that, guys. 7 to 30-day trades. My winning percentage on anything that's overnight to 30 days, y'all know that my winning percentage is only in the fives. Like, I only win like 57, 58% of the time. And I'm good. I'm damn good. So imagine what your percentage is going to be. If I'm winning at 58%, and I keep telling you guys, stop doing it. Stop going 7 and 14 days out. You can't do it. It's too hard. I can do it, and I'm winning 58% of the time. Stop doing it. Go 30 days or more. All right? Or get in and out the same day. I know intraday trading seems like it's harder than holding something overnight. It's not, because you're not subject to information that we don't know about. When you're doing those 30-day trades, you're out there battling with people that's got insider trading. They got insider information. They can manipulate the market. They can manipulate the market with tweets. So why even do it? You can't do it unless you clearly can read, people's minds, and you can see the future. Otherwise, try to go 30 days or longer. I'm trying to be honest with you guys. Trying to be honest. All right. So if you're using a day chart, you can go 30 days or more, and you would have been fine on this trade. Now, IONQ. Let's get back on task because I got to get out of here soon. It's 11:30. Yeah, I got to get out of here. So I got a tea time in an hour. So I got to get out of here soon. I got to look at you guys' stocks. So in the comment section, did anybody let me know what the okay, the beta is 2.6. I didn't get the, Wesley, did you get the market cap? This is a quantum computing company. All right, so IONQ, for you guys that don't know, is a quantum computing company, one of the few that are publicly traded. They are building super powerful computers, guys, that can solve problems regular computers can't. All right, they build, so IONQ, guys, they build these computers. They build these quantum computers using something called trapped ions, which are atoms, instead of normal silicon chips. Guys, they're solving problems with atoms, which is crazy. Now, there are companies that they do business with. They do business, guys, with Microsoft, Google, and they're working with Microsoft with their, with their web services. All right. But they have software plus algorithms to run these machines. So IONQ is the leader in their space. Again, I don't know what the market cap is. Their market cap is pretty small. I think it's 10 billion. So guys, if this company ever became a $100 billion company, you make 10 times your money. Y'all see how I don't even look at the stock price? I don't give a damn about the stock price, but I do care about that market cap. That means if I invest 10,000 into IONQ right now, and this company becomes a $1 trillion company one day, I make another $1 million, right? These are one of the few stocks that will make $1 million if it goes from, and how did I get that number? Because 10 billion to 100 billion would take my 10,000 to 100,000. All right. But then 100 billion to 1 trillion will take my $100,000 to $1 million. So when $10 billion companies go to $1 trillion in market cap, that's how you can turn 10 grand into 1 million. It's simple math that a lot of you guys are not using. So when you're looking for companies, you gotta be able to break them things. You gotta be able to break it on. Y'all remember Tevin Campbell's "Break It On Down" song? You guys gotta break it on down. Y'all know Lil Tevin wasn't breaking nothing down. Talking about let me break it down. Now when the song come on, I be jamming to it, but I be Tevin, you ain't breaking nothing down. Anyway. You girls was like, oh, I love that song. Tevin ain't breaking nothing down. All right, we're looking at SoFi now. SoFi is my favorite fintech bank. The 200-day moving average, we're breaking through it, right? You don't want to catch a falling knife. You don't want to catch a falling knife. If you were using the what would Joe do method, all you got to do, guys, is wait until it breaks back to the upside. And you need 3 green candles. We ain't got but 2 right here. That was 2, that was 1. That means it's still falling like a knife. I'm telling you guys what everybody's waiting for. Everybody is scared because we're like, why is the VIX not 50? The VIX ain't high enough for everyone to go all in yet. That means it can go lower. All right, so that's SoFi. I know I'm spending less time here because I gotta go. I gotta go, guys, for real. Hold on for a second. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Little Tevin wasn't breaking nothing down. Y'all remember this song?
Break it down. I don't want nobody else to hear the sound. This love is private.
Little Tevin wasn't breaking nothing down.
No, no, better not dare. We got to break it all down. In the daytime.
I think not. Whatever, man.
Rather do you after school like some homework. Am I getting you? In my bed.
All right, this is CVX.
Cause then we have to stop.
So if you're in oil,
I'd rather wait till everyone's fast asleep than do it in the kitchen on the tabletop. We got to break it all down.
Tevin ain't nobody believing you breaking it down.
Break it down. I don't want nobody else
All right.
to hear the sound. This love is a private affair. Interrupt the flow, no, they better not dare. We got to break it all down.
All right, this is VRT.
Can you hear me? We got to break it all down.
Sing it, Tevin.
Candlelight, no, I don't think so. Crackle of the flame, spoil the flow.
Y'all gotta break these charts down.
Can be a fire, baby. Dripping all over like a ball of wax. Relax and let it go.
All right, Berta.
Break it down. I don't want nobody else to hear the sound. It's oh no. We got to break it all down.
No, here come my favorite part.
All the way down. We got to break it all down. Break it down, baby.
All right, that's
I know you got something special on your mind. Is that true? Yeah. I'm here to do work, baby. And I wanna do it with you. You say you wanna slow jam. Listen up, girl. I wanna whisper music in your ear.
this name? Y'all better break these charts down.
What's my name, baby?
That joker said, "What's my name?" She said, "Tevin."
Nobody will know.
Man, this bug is hilarious. All right, that's Apple. All right, I gotta get out of here, guys.
If you with this, and let me hear you say. Breaking down, I don't want nobody else to hear the sound. It's love,
Woo!
it's me and you, baby.
Ain't that joker sung that mug? Tevin then broke it all the way down. Like, Tevin.
I'm ready for you.
What's my name, traders? Joel. All right, Microsoft sitting at the yellow brick road too. All right, guys. Microsoft has one of the best charts I've seen for investing, and I got to get out of here. Microsoft is hitting the yellow brick road. This is the last one. And you have a RSI at the bottom, guys, that's starting to go oversold. So if you're thinking about buying Microsoft, that's one that I've been looking at, that I've been thinking, you know, as a long-term investment, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. If you're thinking about buying a stock and you haven't bought Microsoft yet, this is your chance. This is your chance to get in. All right. Cool. All right. I got to get out of here, guys. Thank you for the support. I am doing a Superfan Live tomorrow. I'm doing a Superfan Live tomorrow at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock Superfan Live, only for Superfans. Only for Superfans. So if you come in, you might be able to watch, but you're not going to be able to... Oh, thank you. I'm about to change my goal. But you're not going to be able to comment. So it is for Superfans only. I will see you guys tomorrow, and I am out of here. I got to go. I'm about to miss my tea time, messing around with y'all and Campbell and Tevin Campbell. Knowing Tevin Campbell wasn't breaking nothing down. But I love the song. That joker said, "What's my name?" All right, I'm out of here, guys. Peace.